welcome to the Horror Hangout podcast where, well, three bearded film fans usually talk about the best and worst horror movies. I completely messed that up. But today it's just two of us. My name is Luca Condor with a Kate, and I'm joined by my regular co-host, Mr.
Andy Condor. No, it's not. It's Ben Errington.
Yeah. And how many people were tricked just for that second?
At least 7. I think.
Got you 7 idiots.
Got you
in the audience.
7 losers. Oh my god.
How's it going?
Yeah. It's going all right. How's it going, Luke Condor? Okay.
Not too bad. I have a Kickstarter campaign running at the minute.
Why do you go straight in there with that?
Well, you said to do that. Don't act like I was going to do it. You told me to.
Yeah. You've got a Kickstarter campaign. I'm asking you about it.
Wow.
Here we go.
Glad you brought that up, Ben. It's this Kickstarter campaign for my book, My Dog Shits Cash, which is like an absurd comedy story about a dog that shits cash, and it goes from there. It's currently 300% funded, and we're aiming.
Wow.
Stretch goal number 1, which I haven't told everyone about so far. So we've hit the funding. So thanks to everyone who's backed so far, including some of the listeners to this show. But the first stretch goal we're going to go for. I mean, we're at £1,000 now. What million pounds?
I think the next logical step is 1 million. I think once you hit 1,000, 1 million.
What should I give? Shall I invent a cash shitting dog?
I'll do that.
I'll do that for 1 million.
When you say invent a cash eating dog, you're just going to feed your dog a cash, and then eventually it will. Nature will take its course.
That's where that came from, because I remember my mum leaving me a clean £10 note and putting it on the counter, and I was due to be picked up to go to Alton Towers. And
nice.
As I went to leave, the £10 note was missing, and my dog was looking at me all sheepish and
doggish,
and there was no £10 note, so he ate it. So maybe that's where it came from. I don't know.
I can't believe I'm about to tell this story, but I'm going to. I swallowed a 20p piece when I was a kid. I don't know how old.
Yeah,
and I don't even know how or why I did it. I think I don't know.
Delicious.
But for some reason, I ended up in hospital. Do you go to hospital
for some reason? I mean, it's completely unrelated to the fact that I swallowed a 20p.
If I swallowed 20p now, I'd probably just get on with my life. I think. I don't think I'd go to hospital. Would you?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I remember one time in school, a guy had a bit of pencil lead and it fell in his ear. He had to go to the hospital with that. I suppose you would for that, actually, thinking about it, because it doesn't. Yeah. You don't absorb it.
The hospital.
You absorb something in your wrist.
I'm part lead. For some reason they said. Well, I say for some reason. I know the reasons, but I'm not agreeing with it. They were like, you're gonna have to look through your shit, and just find it. Just
if you want to keep it anyway. If you want to spend
they
it.
said it'll obviously take its course. It'll come through you naturally, but you need to look for it, because if it doesn't come out, and honestly, I reckon for about 2 days I committed to.
Wait, what do you mean about? Oh, this is probably not a good.
They wanted audio. I was like, what do you mean look through it? And well, they were like, just this is what they said. Just go to the toilet, but somewhere.
Just listen for a ding. Oh, okay.
And just they said, get a fork or something else like that. I'm not joking. And they were like, just cut it up a bit and see if you can find it.
Then I'll give you a knife and fork.
No word of a lie. No word of a lie. I didn't even do it once, but I told my mum I did it all the time.
You've still got 20p in you. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. I didn't do it once. I just carried on. And my mum went,
did you find it?
I went, no.
Once I was near you, I heard you jump up and down. You drank a bottle of water and you belly slashes. It was like that, but it was like a pocket of change.
Yeah.
How many did you swallow?
The sequel to My Dog Shits Cash is my podcast co-host Shits Cash, but less.
Swallows 20 pence. Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously 300% funded is obviously superb. But if anyone's listened to this podcast and likes, if you've read anything Luke's put out, and this is for fans of like the Mighty Boosh, Wes Anderson movies, Adventure Time, a little bit of BoJack Horseman, but there are also like loads of additional.
Why are you selling my book better than I was selling it?
Well, the thing is, mate, right? If you want to hire me to be an official marketer / salesperson, I will. But I will tell you, all I'm doing is reading the Kickstarter page out loud.
Okay.
It's your own words. Don't listen to me. Do listen to me. Yeah, there's loads of additional things like other books you've written, audio books, hardbacks. I mean, I pledged and got the hardback. I love the thought of having a Luke Condor hardback on my shelf.
I bet you do.
I've just
got
realized
one here. A little pretty. Oh, you can't see. It's invisible. What the hell?
Oh God!
There,
Put it in front. There it is. Oh, I want to see it.
Can't. They are quite nice actually. They've come out really nice. Yeah, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. So it's on Kickstarter. Just search My Dog's Shit's Cash, right?
Maybe put the link in the show notes, but just go to lukecondor.com.
Much better.
With a K. /.
Why are you selling your book better than I was when I was previously selling it better than you were?
Who knows? We'll sell it in you. I mean, yeah, don't feel like you have to, listeners.
No,
I mean, it's not. I mean, it does have some slight horror elements, but it's not a horror book. It's absurd comedy.
Yeah.
So,
but that's if you're listening for the first time as well. The free hosts, usually free hosts, me, myself, and me, Luke, and Andy, we're all writers. We all dabble in things like that. So if you ever thought, I love the cut of these. I love. Can't even put that into a sentence. I love the cut of these guys' jib. And you think, I wonder what it would be like if they wrote something down. Well, this is the perfect opportunity. Go and get involved in Luke Condor's book about shitting dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. I think it's fun. I think you'll enjoy it. So yeah, do that. lukecondor.com /cash with a C.
People are going to think there's free cash at that link, which there is.
Yeah.
And Andy's not here this week. He told us that he's out hunting trolls. I don't know if that's like a... Is that like a horrible way of saying something else?
Going to the toilet. He's in Scandinavia. I don't know. Can't remember where he said he actually was. Was in Reykjavik. Where's he gone?
He's not there now, though, is he?
Oh, he's gone to the cinema now. Is he?
He's gone to the cinema now. Yeah. So he's gone to the DCA, the Dundee Contemporary Arts place where Dundead took place. Previous bonus episode, if you want to listen to Andy talk to the festival programmer Michael Cool, but he's there again tonight. Basically, that's his new haunt, isn't it? That's his new go-to kicking club where he's watching films,
boogieing and watching films.
Yeah, I think he's watching Vampire and Men, the movie Men. He's not sat there watching Men. He might be watching Men, but he's watching a movie called Men, which we're covering next week.
I'm excited for that. That should be good.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Want some news?
I've got some news for you. Dashcam, Rob Savage's Dashcam has been banned. Well, I don't know if it's been banned, but Views Cinema have said they don't want to play it because it's got offensive elements to it. So essentially, it's been banned to some extent. I'm pretty sure Rob and Jed and that are like, oh, yes, this is perfect.
This is absolutely perfect. Apparently, View have hit back. They've denied cancelling screenings of brand new horror film. But obviously, today, a screenshot of what looked like an email from a View employee was shared by Rob. And it said, look, we ain't showing a film because it's horrible. That's pretty much what it said. And they said, why? But yeah. Who knows whether this is true? Maybe there's a bit of some cross wires here. Regardless of what happens, there's going to be some notoriety attached, which is going to be
exactly what you want. Yeah, it's exactly what you want.
Yeah, cancel me. Oh, well, that's it. Our film is now available, and then people are like, "Why is it available?"
It's not even available at my Odeon either. I think Odeon have cancelled it as well. I just want to watch the film. Yeah,
I think it's going to be on demand as well. I believe. That was when I was having a little look at where I can watch it. I think it's released on the 3rd of June. So yeah, Dashcam, a little bit of notoriety, never hurt anybody. They say all press is good press. Don't know if I agree with that, but you know, this is going to probably be a good thing, because when was the last time a movie like got banned? I guess when was the last time a horror movie got banned?
Did a Serbian film get banned?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, you wouldn't show it at, I don't know, would they show a Serbian film at a kids' party at your local Odeon, just in case people get mixed up?
Bubbles the Clown for the show? No. Well, something even better.
Got something even more entertaining. Some would say the best movie ever made. It is a Serbian film. Let's call it the Serbian film. Do you know any other Serbian films? I mean, there probably are.
Yeah, shows a few. So Dash Cam, that, I mean, I don't know when we're gonna watch that, but I really want to watch it. And other news, I think that might be it.
Other news, I found
Benicio.
out. I found out this. I say I found out this week, like he's texted me. Stephen King reveals his upcoming novella Rattlesnakes is a sequel to Cujo. How exciting! So he was on
Cool.
I think he was on the Losers Club podcast. They interviewed. That's a bloody disgusting. Losers Club podcast. They interviewed Stephen King for the first time. Had an hour-long chat with him. Definitely worth checking out. Talks about a lot of interesting things, and then he says a new novella called Rattlesnakes, and he's like, "You never guess what it's a sequel to." He calls it a long story, so I'm guessing
It's a novel.
novella length. It's a novel, yeah. It's 500 pages long. It involves twins who are only 4 years old fall into a rattlesnake pit, and the snakes get them. That's all he said. But yeah, it's a novella called Rattlesnakes, and it's actually a sequel to Cujo. So, are we made to think there's just going to be another dog going rabid, or the snakes are rabid? I don't know.
Or the kids can be rabid. I think it'd be the twins.
Yeah, the twins. So here it says a spiritual sequel to Cujo. So when the people say a spiritual sequel, they usually say, "Look, it's probably in the same world as Cujo, but it's not got the same."
At some
characters.
point in the book, they'll be like, "What was that dog barking noise?"
Yeah,
And then they get back on with the story.
That happened though, didn't it? That was in a Stephen King book where they said there was a dog attack in wherever it was. Was it Maine? I don't know. They said there was a dog attack, and I think he confirmed that yes, they were talking about Cujo. Can't remember if that's
Castle Rock. Does it all take place there? I don't know. I'm a little bit out of the Stephen King loop at the
I'm
minute.
pretty sure it was a book. I don't think it was the TV show, but
I mean, like Castle Rock is like the town in Stephen King. Books,
yeah.
right?
Oh, of course. Sorry. Yeah. Possibly. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I need to remind myself. Obviously, there's loads of links, and especially if you've read the Dark Tower novels, it gets to a point where you're just scrubbing off the Stephen King world references by the minute.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you heard about another piece of news? Have you heard about the indie horror movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey?
Yeah. So what's the deal? So Winnie the Pooh is now royalty free. So now
yeah,
people are trying to make money off of it in any way they can.
So it looks like it's the characters from Winnie the Pooh have slipped into the public domain earlier this year. I also read that Disney still hold the rights to like a version of it, but only if like Winnie the Pooh's got a little red T-shirt on and his bum out.
But it's more his face, isn't it? Like his eyebrows, his kind of smarmy.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Do you think you are? It looks like. I mean, I've not read much into this, but what it looks like is this is a slasher movie with people with Winnie the Pooh masks on. That's what it looks like.
That's all you need.
Yeah. But then they've described it as a vicious bear and pig go around trying to find prey.
They should have called it Honey or something. Should have played into the Winnie the Pooh stuff a bit more.
It says Winnie the Pooh, blood and honey.
To be honest. Yeah. So I mean, what does Tigger do? What's his deal? He likes to jump around.
Not involved apparently. No Tigger, no Eeyore, only Winnie the Pooh. Why is his name Winnie the Pooh?
Well, I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say, have they got to the bottom of that yet? But it sounds like the case is still open.
Yeah.
I don't think they've figured it out.
Hello, my name's Winnie. All right, Winnie, how you doing? I'm Winnie the Pooh.
I mean, some people have weird surnames. My surname's Condor. I can't say anything.
It was not the Condor. Winnie the Condor.
My middle name's
could be. My middle name's the. So yeah, that could be interesting. Who knows? So I would give it a watch. It might just be one of those things where it's like, oh, it's a bit controversial because it's Winnie the Pooh. Disney.
It sounds like someone saying, "We need a poo."
We need a poo, blood and honey. Oh God! Someone had a rough night last night
on mead. Yeah. So Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
What else is going on? I saw that there's a trailer for Pinocchio, or there's some stuff going around for Pinocchio.
I saw that.
Pokio.
Pokio. That's what my little sister used to call it. Pokio. I don't think Pinocchio is even in the trailer. It just shows everybody else. Pinocchio is kind of terrifying, right? The cartoon. There's a lot of scary
It's been
stuff
a
going
long
there. It's
time.
like a kid turning into a donkey. There's a horrible, big, scary whale that swallows a boat. I think there's a load of stuff. There's a load of almost like drug-infused, sort of like hallucinogenic, weird shit. Maybe I'm thinking Dumbo, but there is definitely some of that in Pinocchio as well. And also, Geppetto wishing upon a star so he can have a little boy. Bit weird, isn't it?
I mean, you can look into it that way, sure.
With a
I choose to
broken
look
adult
at-
mind.
I choose to think that he just wanted a little boy to play FIFA with and other games.
Do you want to play FIFA? And the little boy went, "Don't even like football." We went, "Fuck it out.
You ain't even a real boy.
You ain't even a real boy, are you?"
Is it? I mean, no. I was gonna say, is it about like you see you're not a real boy? It's like you're not a man. Like, is it about that kind of? I don't remember Winnie the Pooh or
Winnie the
Pinocchio.
Pooh is about walking around with no pants on and just a t-shirt and getting
fucking
away
right.
with it. Pinocchio is about getting wood, growing it's all these themes for erections and puberty and stuff like that running through it. I don't know if there is.
What's James and the Giant Peach about?
James and the Giant Peach is about having a big
Having a big peach and getting in it.
having a big furry peach and never being able to lose it throughout your life. There's probably some sort of metaphor in there somewhere, like make sure you eat your 5 a day, but don't eat all this peach because it goes straight to your ass.
Never eat more than you can digest.
Never eat shredded wheat.
That's literally how I remember Northeast Southwest. Still,
Yeah.
I'm 34 and I
Yeah.
still have to go never eat shredded wheat.
We don't never go orienteering with Luke Condor. Never
you
eat
could.
shredded wheat.
You could. I'm saying I would never forget it because I've got the
That's true.
other people like, what is it again? NSE. Nah, forget it.
Have you ever witnessed somebody do this? Which way's north? And then they kind of like look around and they go, this way. What? Are you doing that? Is it the sun? Are you some sort of woodsman?
Maybe they could just feel the magnetic pull of the earth.
North is this way. Let's go.
Yeah, but I don't know if that makes sense. Unless they looked before on a compass and they're like, this is going to really show them off. Watch this, guys.
They just looked secretly at north and then went right. Have you seen anything this week?
Well, so for 4 days out of the week, I was at ChillerCon, which was like a horror fiction convention. It was StokerCon, where they were going to do the Bram Stoker Awards, but then COVID happened, so then they had to kick it back and keep kicking it back and kicking it back, and then they ended up not even in the hotel it was originally going to be in, and we went there for 4 days, and we just saw loads of talks with horror writers and filmmakers. Got to chinwag with Mick Garris, who was very, very lovely. He's very effete. He reminds me, I think he's, no offense, Mick, I think you are some form of vampire. Like he kind of hovers across the floor. I didn't see his feet touch the floor, actually. I noticed that.
I'm sure he'd take it as a compliment, right?
Yeah. He seemed really, really nice, actually. Tim Ledden was there, who's the author of The Silence and a load of alien books as well, which is quite handy because I'm reading some alien books at the minute.
Nice.
Mike Carey, author of Lucifer comics and The Girl with All the Gifts, who I got to speak to a little bit. That was awesome. Grady Hendrix, who I've read paperbacks now. You've read more of his fiction, right?
Yeah, I think the only thing I haven't read is the IKEA one.
Horror
Store. Horror Store. That's it. That's the only one I've not read. I think I've read everything else. But yeah.
Got to meet Gemma and Moore in person, who's been on the show before.
Yeah,
which was
nice.
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah.
John Crinnan, friend of the show.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
I keep saying friend of the show. He is the show. He was there. It's all happening.
Yeah.
It looked fun. It looked like a whole load of lovely people having a great time,
Did you wish you were
bonding,
there?
taking selfies. I had a little bit of FOMO, just a little bit, but it's okay. I like to see my friends having fun too. I know that it was worth it. Maybe I'll go next time. Next year. Do you think they'll do another one next year?
I don't know if they'll do another one, to be honest. That one was so good. They're like, we've never top this. There's no point in doing
one and done. I know
Yeah.
it's not one. They've done. How come they changed it to ChillerCon? Is that just because they changed the
That's it.
venue? And
Well, no, I don't know why.
everybody just chill.
I think it's because by the time it came around, the other StokerCon was happening again, like in fact, like a couple of weeks before in America.
Okay.
So you can't have two StokerCons.
Confused. I'm at StokerCon this week. Oh, great. See you there. Where are you? I'm in a different country.
StokerCon in England. Yeah.
I'm in Scarborough.
Yeah, it's
so
good. And Stranger Things. So I got back on like Sunday evening, and I didn't mean to, but I've binged so much Stranger Things.
All of it?
And no, I'm like halfway. I got halfway through the last episode of this section. I'm like halfway through episode 7, and then I realized there was another hour left. I was like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, some of them are long.
How long is this episode? But I've got to say, it's by far the best season. I just think it's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah. I think Andy said he's binged it all. I've only seen 4 episodes so far. I really like how they're balancing all the characters and having these little plot threads. They're plodding off onto plot threads. And they're all coming together nicely. And I think that the horror is like really, really dialed up. Which is
like if I was a kid,
great.
I don't think I can handle it. If I was like really young.
So my daughter's watching it. She's on season 3 now. She just started watching it from the very beginning. She's only 12. She was like, she's like, oh, what's season 4 like? I'm like, oh God, I genuinely think you might be scared. Consider I took her to watch Jungle Cruise and she was a bit scared with The Rock. And
yeah. Oh, you saw episode 4 so far, right? Is that the Kate Bushy?
That's the Kate Bushy one, yeah. Which is a banger anyway, you know what I mean? I'm enjoying. Everyone's loving it. But you know,
finally, I'm not singing about Bruno, and I'm now I'm singing about Running Up a Hill.
Do you remember the placebo version of that?
I do now. You just said that. That was weird. I haven't thought about that.
Always good.
It's great.
Always good.
That great section, song. although this season it does have its cheesy moments, I'm like completely okay with that, and which I don't normally get along with. But the cheesy moments, I don't know, like that bit. It was like watching a music video. I got the tingles. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Everyone's so old though, you know what I mean? Especially Will and Lucas, about 30 years old now. Just
they've aged.
they've aged so much. But yeah, it is great, and I think it's got those nostalgia vibes are awesome as well, and it's just the writing of it. Just even though there's a lot of cliches in terms of like high school characters and bully characters and all this stuff, it garners like a really emotional response out of me where I'm just like, no, don't, oh no, oh this is going to happen, isn't it?
You genuinely do fear for the characters. It's quite rare that writers these days are able to pull that off. Like you can't, even though like it's the main character and they've got out stuff before. There's so many times you're thinking, that's it. They're goners. Like there's no way they can get out of this.
It's over for them.
Yeah. It's great, and I'm loving. This season seems more like out and out horror. Like it's funny. Like on Twitter and stuff, they were saying, "Have you spotted the eerie, subtle notes from this other horror franchise?" And I'm like, it's not subtle at all. Like they're completely riffing on it, and it's like,
have you noticed that Robert Englund, famous for playing Freddy Krueger, is actually in this series? What?
And but I love that it's got the Nightmare on Elm Street vibes to it.
Definitely.
It's so much fun, and I don't know. I feel like this season has kind of sidestepped a little bit in the terms of the style of horror, and I think it really benefits from it.
Yeah, I think the sort of all the upside down stuff, maybe because we've had 3 series of it, the upside down stuff was getting a bit, maybe a tiny little bit repetitive. I don't want to say that because I think series 3 for me was my favorite. But the fact that it's sidestepped it and it's introduced new characters as well. Obviously, Eddie is one, and also a lot of people said a metalhead character in a high school set show who's not a bully, like, is a sort of refreshing thing.
Character,
a very good character, but also there's a few other sort of like new characters, smaller characters who seem like they've always been there. And even like the globe trotting is it? And even like the globe trotting nature of it, of the fact that without spoiling it, we've got another character somewhere else, and there's some it's good, it works. It's not like, I wish it was all in Hawkins. The fact that it's all over the place a bit is still works. Although I do get confused sometimes. I'm like, where are we again? Like trying to remember where everybody is. Like, because sometimes people go to other places, don't they? And you're a bit like, where?
Yeah. I just think, the episodes are way longer. Every episode is like a feature-length film length. And yet every episode feels, I don't know, they pass so quick. It doesn't feel like a long episode at all.
No.
It's great. It's honestly, because I've got to say, you like season 3 a lot. I kind of feel like season 2 and 3, I kind of fell out of it a little bit, or I lost a lot of the excitement for it. But the excitement is very much back.
I think I did that with season 2. When season 3 started, I was a bit like, am I bothered? But it is one of those super mainstream things that I think deserves the hype. Sometimes some of these big mainstream shows, especially on Netflix and other things, you're a bit like, well, just because everyone's watching it doesn't mean it's that good. I know the budget for Stranger Things has grown substantially since the first series, but still, it's just good. It's just good storytelling. Like, the writing's good, and the characters are good. And I think when you've got that, if you kind of put them in any situation where there was a threat, I think it would work well. Like, if the writing and these characters were in any major horror movie, you'd be like, it's probably the best one of that franchise.
I thought I forgot how good the music is as well. Like,
oh yes,
that because like when Stranger Things happened, first came out, there's a lot of like 80s revival synthy, dark synth wave type sounds, and I feel like we've heard a lot of it. But then this is the best one, surely. Like, Stranger Things just knows how to do that music the best. I don't know. I just feel like it's really well polished. The
remixed version of Journey's Separate Ways, which I think was on a lot of the trailers, it's just banging. It's probably my favorite Journey song, and just to hear it given the Stranger Things treatment is lovely. And also, like, some of the song choices, like there was Extreme, Play With Me in episode 2, I think. Is it Play With Me?
California Dreaming as well at some point.
Detroit Rock City, Kiss, obviously Kate Bush, just loads of good shit. When the needle drops up and you're like, fucking hell, I remember that song, quality. Let's hear it again. Good times.
It is good. I very much recommend it. Yeah. What about you? Seen anything else?
I think that's pretty much it, to be fair. Stranger Things. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for me. Nothing else.
Trollhunter.
Other than Trollhunter, the hunter of trolls. So Trollhunter is a 2010 Norwegian dark fantasy film made as a found footage mockumentary, written and directed by André Øvredal, featuring a mixed cast of relatively unknown actors. So the plot is a group of students investigate a series of mysterious bear killings, but learn that there are much more dangerous things going on. They start to follow a mysterious hunter, learning that he is actually a troll hunter of trolls.
Oh, yeah.
Troll, are you ready? Gran, the troll has got to be horrible and scary.
But what's wrong with a nice troll? If the troll's nice, we can have a happy ending.
But trolls aren't nice.
So in terms of reviews, it's done fairly well. Rotten Tomatoes critic score is 82% and the audience score is 72. IMDb 6.9 out of 10. Letterboxd 3.4 out of 5. We had Luzb put here. The filmmakers claim this is all true, but I think they're just trolling us. 3 stars.
Chortle.
Chortle. Snicker. Titter.
Yeah. Titter. Just a couple of titters.
Guffaw.
Yeah.
What is
Guffaw,
a guffaw
that's-
exactly?
A guffaw's like a.
Yeah, that's good.
God. Ooh, wow. I haven't guffawed in a while.
No. And then Ellen put pure pap, half a star. It's interesting to put pure pap, like as if they were trying to get one over me. This isn't real. This is pap.
This isn't real. Do these trolls don't even look real? This bloody film.
Pure pap, refined,
What? So,
distilled,
how many stars did she give it?
half a star, not even a full star.
I mean,
It's pure pap. Pure pap.
if it's just pap, that's 2 stars. Pure pap, half a star.
Yeah.
Seen
Yeah.
it.
Crude pap, 2
Crude
stars.
pap.
Yeah. So is this the first time you've seen this film?
No, I've seen this before. I remember renting this from Love Film when they used to send you a DVD through the post or a Blu-ray. I think it was a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I just took a punt on it, I think I'd maybe heard a couple of things on the wind about it being a found footage film, and I was like, oh yeah. I think I was expecting to go in for like a found footage horror, straight up found footage horror. I think I went for a little phase where I was watching these films. I think I watched the Bigfoot one as well, the found footage Bigfoot one, which is called something Woods.
It's like Willow. Is it like Willow Creek or something like that?
Yes, something like that. It is Willow Creek. Yeah. So there's Willow Creek, and there's also one called Exists.
Oh.
So I think they came out maybe like within a year of each other. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think I just went through a little phase where I was watching these found footage in the woods movies with these myths and legends coming to life. And obviously, I think Willow Creek was a bit naff, bit pap. Exists was a bit pap, and then I think I did stumble upon Trollhunter. I was like, it's not pure pap, Sorry, Ellen, it's not pure pap.
Yeah.
Well, wait, you've seen it before, though?
Yeah, but I can't remember the first time I watched it. But I got it on Blu-ray not too long ago, maybe like a year ago, just because I had such fond memories of it. I felt like that's one I want to have to keep. And yeah, it's a fun one. I feel like this film kind of came, I'd say, in the tail end of the really popular found footage stuff, right? So I feel like this doing found footage, but for trolls, was a really fun and interesting place to take found footage movies.
Yeah, definitely. And almost having this mockumentary comedic style was going alongside it, where sure it's absurd, but it kind of knows it's absurd and you're kind of along for the ride. It's not, you're not supposed to think
this
"That's a bloody troll,
director,
that is."
André Øvredal, he did The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is a really good film.
Oh,
and he also did Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah,
Which
I just
is
recognize his face because he was in that found footage phenomenon documentary I watched a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's
got one
got
coming
a
out called Umma with Sandra Oh in it. Oh, 29% on Rotten Tomatoes. Probably. Am I thinking about that one?
What, a film?
Umma.
Yeah, Umma. Oh, I thought you were just saying Umma.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. So I don't recognize anyone in this film. Maybe these guys are all Scandinavian TV actors or film actors. I have no idea.
I think there's Otto Jespersen.
Yeah.
Who is Hans the Trollhunter. I think he's a well-known Norwegian comedian, apparently.
Really?
So it'd be like, if this was a British film, it would be like having Mickey Flanagan in the role of Hans the Troll. Hans the Troll.
That sounds great. Yeah. Mickey Flanagan is some kind of roving supernatural hunter on the English countryside. That sounds great, actually.
That does sound good.
Mickey
London.
Flanagan versus Black Shuck.
Oh yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
He's great in this though. Otto Jespersen. It's interesting when you get comedians like that because they are able to do the slightly absurd stuff extremely dryly, where it's almost like they're not even if it's very funny what they're saying, they've heard jokes before. They've had enough of jokes. They're not phased by it. It reminds me of Wolf Creek.
Oh yeah,
not Willow Creek, Wolf Creek. The guy who plays the serial killer in that, he was some kind of, I was going to say a Rolf Harris style comedian, but not Rolf Harris style comedian.
No,
like a big TV comedian guy, personality guy. But like in Wolf Creek, he is absolutely terrifying. He just plays what he's doing extremely straightly.
Yeah.
Also Jespersen, interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't recognize anybody else as having been in anything since. And also what's kind of good is at least we didn't get like a English language remake of this film. It seemed like it was prime for the taking in terms of, I guess like Wreck got remade into Quarantine and probably
it just feels like this film that from the concept itself seems to have baked in this idea that it has to take place in where it does, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think what I've always had a problem with is the way that Girl with the Dragon Tattoo did that, where it's like this is it's ingrained in Scandinavian culture and it only really works like that. And they went, well, we're just going to do an American version of it. It's like, what? But then obviously, they kept it. At least they kept the location of it correct. But yeah, I know what you mean. It would have been strange doing Trollhunter in, I don't know, Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't know how it opens now.
So there's a group of students. There's 3 students. There's Finn. No, that's not correct. It's Johanna, Thomas, and Kalle, who's the cameraman. They're a group of students, and they're going to make a documentary about a suspected bear poacher whose name is Otto. So they go and like hunt him down, but they start just bothering him essentially, don't they? They're like, that's him over there.
I mean, this is a student project, and like they're getting on ferries, following this guy around. They're sneaking up on him. They're like waiting outside his hotel and stuff. I mean, for my student project at college, I don't think I even finished it. I don't think I even finished writing my name on the front page. I was not the kind of person who'd be. I mean, these guys just get an A for effort, unless they die at the end. Unless they're stuck in some black site cell in a little box.
Prodded with never getting out.
Trolls
are real is essentially well, no, the troll thing isn't even on their radar at this point. They think he's a bear poacher, and are they gonna hunt him down just because they disagree with him poaching bears, or because they're like, how'd you do it then? I
want to poach some bears.
I want to poach some bears. Yeah,
they've got a nice space in the front room, and they're like, a rug would look fantastic there.
There is a very suspicious looking fake dead bear in this movie. Of course, I wouldn't suggest that anyone kills a bear just for a movie, but there's a dead bear in this where you're like, that is just Bungle from Rainbow. That's the Bungle suit from Rainbow just laid out flat.
It's supposed to look a bit fake though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's again, it's a bit tongue in cheek, isn't it? Is that right?
Well, I just mean like if I just mean like the bear tracks. They say like the bear tracks. Those bear tracks aren't right.
No. So I think they find like this illegally slain bear. They're like doing interviews. They're talking to like local hunters and stuff. And I think everybody's they didn't really want to appear on film. And they're a bit like, what are you filming us? Don't film us. Except, of course, there's Otto, who I think he's like disenfranchised with the whole situation he finds himself in, which we find out more about. And he's a bit like, I've had enough, essentially. I'm going to out the government for all this stuff that they've been having me do. And I'm just going to have these students come along for the ride and film everything.
Yeah, he basically says he doesn't get paid enough or anything. I don't think he gets paid for like his car damages. Doesn't get his mileage covered. Doesn't
Fuming.
get car fumes. Car fuming.
You'd be angry in any job, let alone a job where the risk far outweighed the reward.
No matter what job you were in, you would get a student TV crew to come and follow you to out it to everyone else.
Right, that's it. What are you doing? Well, I'm a plumber, and truth is, I work for myself, so if I get out myself, all right.
Yeah.
Never be self-employed.
So the
tax is a nightmare.
The first time I think they followed him a couple of times, but I don't think he doesn't care about him too much. But then they follow him into these woods at night, and we get a kind of Blair Witch style night vision camera. We can't see anything that's going on. It goes up quite well. It's very, very. We just hear noises going off in the distance and stuff. And then we hear like something moving through the trees, like a big thing imaging moving through the trees. And then what's his face? Hans sticks his face into the camera and shouts "Troll."
Can you recreate this shout of Troll?
No, I can't actually.
Where are you going to? Troll!
Yeah, it's good, but it's got more of a Troll! It's got like a kind of more of a kind of wobble in there, I think.
You can do the bass and I'll do the
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Troll! Have you got two voices coming out your mouth there, Hans? Yeah, so he shouts.
That's why it's called Hands and not Han.
It's two hands, super hands. He comes around and says there's a bloody troll, and the troll comes out, and you know, when you're going to be introduced to a troll in this movie, you might think it was a more conventional, standard looking troll to get your head around before, but the first troll you see in this movie is one with 3 bloody heads.
I love that. I love that the trolls in this film are kind of cartoonish BFG looking trolls.
They look like stuff from what's that book? I want to say the Gruffalo. I think it was written by the same person who wrote the Gruffalo. Where the Wild Things Are.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those sort of creatures. They're very cartoonish. They're very much out of a storybook with the way they look. But
like
still,
they could have gone, let's make these look like real horrendous looking troll monsters. But the fact that they instead of taking the cartoonish stuff, but taken what would those cartoonish things look like in real life, that seems to be the approach they're taking. I think works really well because it adds to the absurdity of it.
Yeah, and there is some serious absurdity, and very early on as well is when, around about this point, Thomas like gets attacked and he gets bitten by something, but do we see that happen? Is it like
no? Whenever you see it, he just runs out.
No, you just go, oh bloody hell, got bitten. Which is Chekhov's bite.
Yeah,
so as we come back to again. And then we basically see what Hans does to attack. So I'm kind of a bit confused. Like, is his job kill the trolls or protect the trolls?
I think it's essentially to control the trolls.
So he doesn't
want them going to places they shouldn't be going. Doesn't want them to get to breed too much, I don't think. And also they're supposed to like just be culling a lot of them, aren't they? But they're trying to find a less painful way to do it.
Yeah. How would you do it? And they does talk about a massive one at one point as well. There's a bloody absolute massive one that only he's seen.
They've all got names as well, like Wrinkle Stink and
Wrinkle Stink. Oh my god. Did you call my name then? Wrinkle Stink? No.
I mean, like different. They're like Pokemon. Like you've got like one type, the Wrinkle Stink.
Wrinkle Stink, go! 3-headed twat, go!
Got the 3-headed twat one.
Cock nose. One of them's got a cock nose.
One arm. Dinkle Muncher. They've all got like names.
They've all got humiliating names.
Oh, in fact, it says here Tussalad. That's Tussalad. That's the 3-headed troll.
Okay, the trio.
Oh no. There's loads there. So the bridge one is a Ragglephant. The little cave one's a Dovregubbins. Oh, and the Jotnar, that's the big one.
Yeah, the Jotnar is the big bad one.
Yeah.
If you come across a wrinkle stink, you're all right. But the Jotnor.
Wrinkle stinks are more annoying than anything.
Why is the biggest one the one that has been seen the least?
Because they use the electric fences, the telephone cables
That's
to keep
right.
them out.
That's right.
They thought about it all, mate. Trolls are real.
They
Birds
thought
aren't
about it
real.
all, mate. The Norwegian Wildlife Board, because they treat them like wild animals rather than, any sort of mythical beast. It's not like, they're not rebuffing them with magic. They've just got a big old lamp.
Yeah, it's like a vampire killing lamp. It's like a UV thing. I don't know why it flashes like it does, but it flashes and they even explain why it turns into stone.
Yeah, so they basically give some science behind why the light turns them into stone. So something about they can't produce a certain amount of calcium or something, and when the light flashes, it. I can't remember the exact words, but basically it gives some science behind it. So yeah, that's how we do it. And yeah, when this troll attacks, they all get behind Hans's Land Rover and flash the thing, and it turns to stone.
Yeah. And then we find out that Hans was like, "Oh, you want to film it? Fine, whatever." And he has like he kind of sledgehammers this big giant stone troll to the floor.
Dangerous. I just thought dangerous. Give someone a warning before you do that. Nearly falls on him.
And then he kind of used dynamite, and then at the end he even said, "Does anybody need some gravel for their like car park or whatever?" A little bit of Trollhunter humor there.
Yeah.
I bet he said that to so many people before.
He's sick of it. He's sick of his own voice. Sick of his own voice. Yeah. So basically, after that, obviously they've seen, which is quite interesting. It's an interesting thing to do, show the troll straight away, because this film could have been a sort of goose chase, trying to find evidence of this, and then the money shot is at the end. We've revealed, oh, there's a troll after all.
Oh, there is a troll. Yeah. This is like, oh, there is a troll. Oh, it's 20 minutes in. Wow.
Holy hell, there's loads of them. There's Wrinkle Stink. Yeah. Wrinkle Stink's my favorite. Oh, I love the Wrinkle Stink. He's the best one. Everyone's got to have a favorite troll, and I like the Wrinkle Stink. Yeah. What's the three-headed Godzilla monster called?
That one's called
Ghidorah. Yeah. There's always a stupid head, isn't there? There's two heads which have got it together, and one head is like, ooh.
Yeah, and all three heads they argue about something. Like I was gonna think about that. No, you weren't gonna think about that. And then they start headbutting each other.
Right, that's it. I'm gonna have a really inappropriate thought, and you all got to have it. Oh no! Oh, it works. Yeah. So yeah, they escape. They escape in the Land Rover, don't they? Because the students find their car has been turned over, and the tires have been ripped off. Trolls love eating tires,
and it stinks apparently.
A wrinkle.
This was, and then they're like, and it was definitely the trolls.
Hans is like,
Jesus
dirty
Christ.
Trolls. smells like the drains. What is it? It's piss, right? It's troll piss. They say
troll piss. It's called the troll stink, and it's just like a lump of like almost see-through wax, and they're supposed to kind of rub it over them, right?
Jizz, isn't it?
I mean, it's not the jizz. It's the smeg.
Oh god,
sorry.
As if saying jizz could have been any worse. You went there.
We're not going to play as it View Cinema anymore. But we're right with you, Dashcam.
United with Dashcam, justice for Dashcam. Yeah, and then he basically reveals. He goes, "I've got to tell you something. I've not been hunting bears. I've been hunting trolls." And they go, "What? Really?" And here in the description it says, though skeptical, the students ask if they can join hands. Well, I guess they're skeptical about joining him because they can't be skeptical if trolls exist. It's like you just saw it happen. But he says you can come along and we can film some troll stenches. We could film some wrinkle stinks, but you got to do exactly as I say. And that's when the next day he disguises them with the troll stench. It says here a slimy concentrate made from everything you can squeeze out of a troll.
Where are you squeezing it out of?
Yeah,
I guess that's the thing.
Glands.
You don't want to. Yeah, it's glands.
Pus glands. And this is when he says, "Does anyone here believe in Jesus or God?"
Oh yeah, I always thought it was a weird detail, but it's quite funny. if
is.
they can smell religion, and if you're religion, like if you're religious,
That is-
if you are religion, the concept, they will sniff
Pure
you out and eat
religion.
you out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, strange. So they could smell a Christian man's blood. Couldn't lie about it either. Couldn't go, nah, don't believe in any of that. And then they'll go, well, the troll's after you. Oh, okay, I admit. I love
Interestingly,
Jesus.
the guy who is a Christian who doesn't say, I would kind of be in his position, like, that's bullshit. No way can they smell that I'm
Smell a
religious.
Christian man.
Yeah.
Surely they just go for everyone, right?
But yeah. Well, that's what you
My-
think,
my-
but obviously not. They can.
My belly
definitely
made a little hungry noise then. Did you hear that? Wow, I'm hungry
It's
for
that 20p
Christian.
trying to get out.
Christian man's blood, 20p trying to get out. I'll put it straight back in. The 20p machines. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because at one point as well, like Hans has got a bucket of Christian man's blood. Do we know where or how he got that?
I don't know. That's quite dodgy, isn't it?
It is dodgy.
Who
No one
knows where
asks him. Are you Christian? Yeah. Come here.
Yeah. Where has he got that blood from? Squeeze.
They was just taking a little bit at a time, a little bit once a week.
Hopefully. Then again,
so yeah.
He's a friend of the vet, so maybe, and he's basically a government contractor, so the government might be like, "Here's some donated blood that we got from a Christian." Maybe that's
Possibly, yeah. Maybe they do a blood drive and they say, right, anyone Christian who can donate blood, what's it for? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about yourself. Just come and donate it because Jesus would want you to. And they'll go, all right.
yeah.
So when Hans is talking about the trolls again, I think he says some trolls just explode depending on how old they are. I mean, I completely connect with that, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to turn to stone. Fuck it, I'm just going to explode. Oh, I just
Yeah.
can't be asked to even turn into stone. So yeah.
Oh yeah. So the morning after, that guy who they saw earlier at the dead bear bit, turns up, and he apparently works for the government.
Yeah, he's not happy about there being a camera crew, is he?
No.
Fuming.
As
you would be.
And then some other guy turns up with a bear that they're going to use for this bit, and they're like, it's not the right kind of bear. It's not a Scandinavian bear. It's a brown bear or something. And the guy's like, yeah, they're close enough. They'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
So this is like the Troll Security Service, TSS. That they basically deposit a bear carcass. They plant like fake bear tracks. And I think they tell the students as well, you're not going to be able to keep your tapes. We're going to have to destroy them. And then we get there. There's like a series of, I think the mockumentary style where so they do a series of like talking heads, mainly with Hans, where he's just laying it all on the line.
Yeah, he starts off like a bit of a badass, like a gruff badass, and then he turns more and more into like a geography teacher. Like he's wearing more like nice cardigans, and he's like he's buttering his toast constantly. He's buttering toast as he's talking, as he's like delivering lectures about trolls. He's buttering toast.
Is that a euphemism? Are you buttering your toast over there? No.
Always
at all times. He's just kind of had enough. It looks like a downtrodden man who's sick to death of his job. He doesn't seem like a family man or someone who's perhaps got a romantic partner. He's just a loner.
He's a Sigma male. Is that what they
A
call it?
Sigma male. What? That's like the next level up from alpha male, where you're like,
it's like an alpha male, but alpha males need to be in a pack. Where Sigma is so advanced,
so low.
Yeah. They just exist outside of
riding solo.
I mean, like me and you, Ben, we're Sigma males, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a chin like that as well, like a massive, big. Is that a Chad?
You know who's got a Chad? Who's got that chin? David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Oh yeah,
his head. Why is that?
I mean, David Harbour looks great with a shaved head. Like, just suits him. Just looks like an absolute nutter.
I like David Harbour because he's not like a normal Hollywood-looking guy. Like he's like constantly like smoking.
His feet are massive as well. Did you see his feet in Stranger Things? There's a bit where he's got no shoes on. His feet are massive. They're like
saw one part of his foot. The other foot part was off frame.
They're like two bits of two big loaves of tiger bread. They're massive. Same color as well.
They looked delicious though. I'd
They
love a
smell
slice of them.
delicious too.
Yeah.
Have a slice of that foot. Yeah, so Finn, who works for the Troll Security Service, that's the guy who was talking about, planting the bear. And he says it's their job to kill any that come near populated areas. And he also says that they've been acting aggressively lately, been leaving their territories. And then he says something about like he needs a troll blood sample to determine why this has been happening.
Yeah. You can tell by a person's blood
What's wrong?
why they're leaving their territories.
I've just tested your blood, and it says it's written down here. Just tested your blood. It says leaving territory a lot because bored. Oh yeah, blood tests could tell you a lot these days.
Yeah. What's your blood type? Bored.
What's your blood type? It is bored. Yeah.
Isn't it weird to have blood types? Like some blood is like completely different to like other blood. And if you put in the wrong kind of blood in the person, their body just doesn't know what it is.
Your body goes, "What is this?" And you go, "Oh,
Yeah.
grow up! It's blood. Come on, what do you think it is?"
Picking up a drink and thinking you're about to drink one thing, and it turns out not to be that thing.
That's confusing. That is confusing for the brain, isn't it?
I remember once on holiday, we stayed in some apartments in Tenerife or something, I don't know, somewhere like that. And my mum had put some washing up liquid in this like fizzy, like a plastic fizzy bottle of water. And it wasn't see-through, it was opaque, so you couldn't see through it. And I was really excited one day, got back from the pool, running around like a 12-year-old kid, and I grabbed the bottle and like opened up, like head all the way back. And like squeezed it. So it was like delicious fizzy water. And then swallowed like at least 3 or 4 mouthfuls of washing up liquid. I threw it up, and there's so many bubbles that came out.
Your insides were perfectly clean as well.
Oh yeah, it was squeaky clean on the inside.
Clean from the inside out. I did something similar when I woke up after like having, I think it was like a house party or something, and I was like probably still drunk, but just when your mouth is like sandpaper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I like went downstairs for some reason. It was like such a mess. There were glasses and stuff everywhere. For some reason, I just got an eye of like a clear liquid, and I went, "Oh yeah, Jesus Christ!" And for some reason in my brain, I just didn't think it could have been anything else other than delicious H2O.
Was it white
Again,
spirit?
I picked it up and just closed my eyes and just went.
Close your eyes.
And it was like Bacardi white rum.
Oh, that's the worst.
But like straight. So it's like it came out. First of all, I went like that. It came out my nose. Came out my nose like that. And well, I think I was sick.
Guffawed it all back up.
Guffawed it all back up, and then it made me feel worse. Like from
someone's done a wrinkle stink in the bathroom.
Sorry, who's done that wrinkle stink in the bathroom? It was me. Yeah, that wasn't pleasant. That wasn't pleasant. I think
Is it ever pleasant, like when you get something you're not expecting? I don't think it is. I think expectations are a big thing. If you expect one type of fluid and it's something else,
I think you can convince your head. I think you can convince yourself that something is something if you really aren't aware of what it is. Because sometimes I've started drinking something, like, that tastes weird. And it's like something completely different. Might pick up a glass and go, you know what I mean? Am I talking sense or shite?
What's in that cup?
That's just
I
like
thought you about to spit it out.
That's lukewarm tea.
Lukewarm
tea.
That's one thing. Yeah, it's like tea's gone cold. Yeah.
If I looked at it and I was convinced it was coffee, I reckon it might take me a couple of swigs before I go, "Oh wait, that's not coffee." Like my brain is.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean?
If I'm like a delay between your taste buds and your
slight delay.
Yeah,
it's like you're not thinking about it because you're convinced it's coffee, so you're not drinking it and thinking, the taste of coffee. You're just drinking it. Yeah, that's nice.
I think with some we'll get back to film set. With some fizzy drinks, I almost
don't want to get back.
What it tastes like. But I'm just drinking it because it's. I don't know.
Do you know what I like though? When you drink something fizzy, you have a couple of big gulps, and there's that moment where your mouth sort of goes, "Ooh, that's fizzy."
Like painful. The painful fizzes. Yeah. Oh god, I could take paint off a car. That's so fizzy.
My tongue's been melted away.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Back to the film.
Yeah.
Hans in his big truck, which is the truck resembles the truck from the Lost World, Jurassic Park
Yeah.
2. You remember
Yeah,
that
I
big
knew you were
truck
gonna
they've
say that
got?
for some reason.
Did
Yeah.
you know? Where it's almost like a truck, but it's like almost like a mini lab on wheels, isn't it? There's like it's like a base of operations. There's loads of stuff going on in there. You can sit down and have a bit of dinner. You got a map on the wall. You've got like troll tails hanging up. Who knew that trolls had tails? I didn't. They've got
Yeah.
those hanging up. He's like, I've keeping these. He's got a load of shite knocking about there. He's a hoarder, if anything.
Yeah.
A troll
Yeah.
hoarder.
So he takes them to his next job, which is basically a troll that lives under a bridge, and he kind of puts some sheep or goats on top of the bridge. We're watching from afar, from a safe vantage point, and we see just an arm lift from under the bridge and grab one of the sheep or goat, whatever it is, and munches it.
So
Like
Hans, what was he wearing? Like suit of armor?
Oh, he puts some like Iron Man version 1 armor.
Yeah, but he puts on like armor from what 1066 or something. He saved it.
Yeah, it's like a mop
The hat.
bucket with a hat.
It's like it's like a KFC bucket, a metal KFC bucket or a mop bucket on his head with a little.
It works.
But it works.
Because he gets smashed. I mean, he'd be dead. He'd be jam inside there. With the guy's trying to eat him and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was when he's obviously splashing about the Christian man's blood to like lure him in. But yeah, it works. And the troll, what do they do with the troll in the end? Just mug him off. He leaves.
I can't remember. I think did he have like a big needle or something?
Oh no, yeah, that's how he obtain. All he wants to do for that one is obtain the blood sample to obviously try and find out why they've been behaving the way they do. And then they go to a veterinarian who works for the TSS, and there's like a troll security logo hanging above the like pharmacy bit in there. It's just like ridiculous. You're like, oh, like a really goofy looking Disney troll. It's pretty funny. I find that quite amusing.
There was a bit around here where so after he gets beaten up by the troll, he still goes back for seconds to get the blood. The camera crew are like, he's a hero. He's like a superhero, and he doesn't get paid for all this stuff. So they need to tell the story about him. It's more important than ever.
So he gets put on a decent living wage.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
How much would you want to be a troll hunter? I mean, the job itself is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, lonely, dangerous. 30 grand. I don't know. If you're on government payroll, I'd be like 30 grand, triple it, and then we'll talk. Right? When's he got the opportunity to spend any of this money? You just make a better van.
Yeah,
you could sell the troll tails on eBay. I bet some people would go for that. Perverts.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but the veterinarian, she's quite keen to sort of get on film and say a lot of things about the trolls, isn't she? She's got a lot of additional info. But she's talking about Hans being a superhero, and she's saying he's a bloody legend.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently it's going to take several days before the blood test results can be found. So then they pick up another mission, another side quest.
This is the cave trolls, right?
Yeah, so there's like a farm where like loads of trees have been uprooted, and they track the trolls into this like abandoned mine, and that is where there's a pack of cave trolls, Dovregubbens.
Oh yeah.
Which basically look like, how would you say? They got big noses, and like hairy Chewbacca bodies.
Yeah. Remind me of like maybe a bit like Station from
Oh yeah, Station from what film's that?
That Neverending Story 2 or something. I can't remember. Oh,
Isn't it?
I don't know. He looks like something from a Jim Henson
Yeah.
style puppet with a big
Station.
ringy nose.
Station. I see. That's annoying because it's on the tip of my tongue.
Or is it Ludo from Labyrinth?
Maybe a bit Ludo. Maybe a bit Ludo like actually. Yeah, because he's big and hairy, isn't he? Ludo from Labyrinth.
It doesn't have the nose though. Yeah.
Big, hairy, and ginger, but without the nose. Yeah. But they look obviously very, very cartoonish. Definitely very. They look like something from Where the Wild Things Are. Something straight out of a storybook, I guess. Even though this film is very keen to say look, everything you've read in storybooks is not true.
Yeah.
That famous storybook about trolls hating hating Christians is not true. But when they're all in the cave trolls return home unexpectedly. Free Goldilocks and the Three Bears style.
And they just have a nap. They're like, okay, let's chill out, have a little nap. And it seems okay, like they can just hang out and hide for a bit. But then this is when the cameraman, I can't remember his name, is
Calais or Cal. He suddenly, for some reason, realizes, hang on a minute, I'm Christian.
Hang on a sec. I am a Christian.
And they went, well, don't be.
Renounce.
Just life or
renounce
death.
your faith.
Renounce your faith. Oh, right, okay, yeah. But he can't do it.
So he starts scrubbing himself with troll stink. Like it's
it's going out of fashion.
Like it's going out of fashion, yeah. So these trolls are attracted to Christians, like ladies to Lynx Africa.
Yeah.
And they chase him.
They get him as well, don't they?
They do get him.
Cal. They get him. Everyone else escapes, but Cal is caught, and I'm assuming
swallowed whole,
devoured.
I think. Yeah, we don't see what happens.
Swallowed
I mean, it did
whole.
sound like he's in pain.
Yeah. And after that, there's a replacement camera woman arrives. Imagine that, like your cameraman died, and they go, right, get a replacement. Don't mourn him. And on the job advert, put cannot be Christian. So the next person they get is called Malika, who is a Muslim woman. And Hans is apparently, don't know how the trolls are going to react to that.
No.
It could be anyway. They'll either react angrily, like a British man, like a British racist. What?
Yeah.
Or they just won't care.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. It's nowhere in between.
I think they pretty much just stuck. They're going on a big road trip now towards the Jotnar, right?
Yeah. So I think that is essentially the next bit. Because Finn comes back into it as well, the guy from the Troll Security Service, and basically gives Hans a main mission, which is head north to the Troll territory to get the problem under control. And it's there, it's there that they discovered the Jotnar, which is a giant mountain troll, 50 to 100 meters tall. That's pretty tall, isn't it? That is ridiculous.
Chewbacca's only 2 meters tall. I remember that from like a
that's
Top
like
Trumps card or something.
Yeah. I've kind of judged whenever 2 meters. I've always thought of Chewbacca.
Yeah, me too.
If everyone's gone that's 4 meters away, I've gone, that's 2 Chewbaccas away. 50 to 100 meters, so that's like 50, 25 to 50 Chewbaccas are tall. Bloody massive.
Turn
your right down.
They get there near the power lines are down, and so the phone lines, telephone cables and stuff are actually big giant security fences. But the power is gone, so they go to visit the power people who don't know about trolls, and then our Thomas is like, don't you think it's strange that all the power lines just go around in one big circle? And the guy's like, yeah, I suppose it is a bit strange actually, but that's just the way it is.
But I've literally never thought it's probably trolls or something like that. Gotta be. Nothing
but there's a bit where Thomas asks that, and then the guy reacts, and Thomas looks at the camera like, bit smug.
Yeah. Idiot. I didn't know what trolls were until like 2 days ago, but what a fool.
Yeah.
Is it around about now that like Thomas like collapses, like all unwell, all poorly?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I know it's something to do with the scratch on his back.
Yeah, so I think around about this time the troll blood sample comes back as well, saying the trolls have got rabies. Meaning Thomas is infected with rabies. You know, he's only just noticed though.
As soon as you see symptoms that you've got rabies, it's too late, and you're already dead.
What are you doing? You frothing at the mouth? What's that? Scared of water? You got rabies.
Oh, Cujo over here. Cujo. Who's a Cujo? Who's a Cujo?
Bloody Cujo. Yeah, and then we get like a big Hans versus Jotnar battle.
I've got to say, it looks amazing. Like I mean, the special effects. I don't think this had a big budget, this film, but the special effects have dated a little bit. It does feel like a bit like someone's just got a 3D model of a troll and plopped it on the scene. But in terms
budget
of, like,
was was $3.5 million.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
But I still think it looks good. Like the cinematography of a giant troll screaming at Hans, who's playing like a Christian song whilst in this
Yeah.
jeep shooting UV rays at this troll.
I'm fuming
awesome.
at that Christian song.
It's weird though at the end because he just goes, right, okay, I'll guess I'll bazooka him.
Yeah,
Like he saves
and he's
that
got
right
like
to the end.
he's got like a bazooka. It's like a rocket launching projectile thing that
Yeah.
turns them into stone, doesn't it? Yeah. So before he does this final battle, he directs the students, goes go this way to find the highway. Finn and those TSS agents arrive, confiscate the students' tapes. Bloody annoying, isn't it? But Thomas like runs away with the camera. But yeah, the ending of this sequence at least is Thomas collapses with the camera at the side of the road, and there's like a truck coming towards them. And it seems like that's it, but there is a epilogue as well.
I don't know how real this is, but I thought that was real footage of the Prime Minister.
Yeah, it is real footage. Yeah. So it's real footage, and he was referring to something trolls are. He basically looks like he admits to the existence of trolls, and the press kind of like don't really acknowledge it. But I think he was talking about something that had a code name, trolls or something like that, or troll, in the actual footage.
Oh well, they've kind of superimposed the TSS guy's face on the guy sat next to him, and as soon as he mentions trolls, he's giving it the oh shit, what?
Yeah,
like he doesn't really panic.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's great, and then we get some nice little rock music at the end, and there's a jump scare at the end, a troll jump scare randomly thrown in.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, so it looks like the Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg was talking about an oil field outside of Norway called the Troll Field, and they edited that clip to make it look like he was saying, "Yeah, trolls, they're real and they're right laugh."
That is good.
Right?
That is good that they've done that. Well done,
Yeah.
filmmakers.
I wonder if that was like the idea. Like somebody saw that interview and they went, "Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Let's get it."
I kind of hope so.
Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? And there we go. That is Trollhunter.
Yeah, so bit of name game for you if you're ready.
Oh, so all the pressure's on me to get the answers right.
It is. Feel it. Embrace it.
Okay.
This first one is about a group of Norwegian students who set out to find a clean bowl in their university flat.
Bowl Hunter?
Bowl hunter. Well done. Out of one.
Find me a clean bowl, or I'm going to end up just using this top hat.
We've all
to
been
eat
there.
to eat my
Eating out of
cereal.
the pan. Eating Cheerios out of a frying pan.
No.
Next one. Basically, this film is all about the small nook at the back of the Central Perk Cafe, in which its owner climbs into alone each night. So it's like a small space that no one knows about in the back of the Central Perk, in which its owner climbs into each night alone.
I can only think about it says Gunther. Noel Gunther? Noel? No?
Yeah, whole Gunther.
Oh, that's better, isn't it? That's better. I don't know why Noel came into my head. Noel. I'll have half a point for that. All right.
Sure. Why not?
Tell you the
Next
rules.
one. So it's like a game of football, this one, but instead of a ball, it's a lead singer of a rock and roll band. And in this game of football, you have an extra player who's dedicated to kicking the ball, the rock and roll player, extremely long distances.
Extremely long distances.
Yeah, so they've got to kick the ball as hard as they can. They've got to welly it.
Ball punter.
Okay, halfway there, but the ball is actually a lead singer / guitarist of a rock and roll band.
Is it like an actual, like a name of somebody?
Yeah.
Noel Punter.
Growl hunter. Punter.
That's better.
Punter.
The reason I thought Noel is because I previously said Noel with a KN.
Stop saying Noel.
It's stuck in my head. The word no. I
Okay,
bloody hate Oasis.
last
Hate
one
Oasis as well.
does not start with Noel. So this next one is about a young lady who really wants to go on a date with a lovely Polish man, but the lovely Polish man never turns up.
Pole.
Yeah. Go on, keep going.
Pole. Cunter.
No,
No.
no.
Sorry.
Why did you go there?
Pole. I don't know. I'm looking at the word. Pole stood me up.
Yeah, like let's change the scenario. She's there with him. He asks a question, but the guy doesn't answer, ignores the question.
Pole shunter.
Paul shunned her.
Ah, that's good. That's good. I'm sorry I did a C bomb, but you know, it was I didn't mean it like that. But it just
Sorry,
came out.
Did a smeg bomb earlier. I'm still feeling bad about that.
It's twice now. It's twice. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So, well done.
Yes.
2.5 out of 5.
Thank you.
Even though we only asked 4 questions, it's amazing you
Oh.
did that badly. To be honest. Anyway,
Pretty embarrassing. Yeah. I was embarrassed.
I need to rate the movie. Rate good or rate bad.
Oh, I don't know. Rate good or rate bad? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I always really like this film. I just found it really fun, and what I really like about it is it's not just the film itself, but the kind of cheekiness of a filmmaker making a film like this. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
it's almost the kind of film when I think of like Super, or I don't know, films that don't feel like any other film. Like they're so specific and idiosyncratic, and when I look at my collection of DVDs or Blu-rays, it always stands out as like, that's a fun, peculiar film that I'd be happy to put on whatever. I don't think it's a perfect movie, but it does what it does very, very well. So I'll give it a B plus.
A B plus. Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to go for a Luke Condor classic B minus on this one. I think watching it this time, it didn't feel. I think the first time I watched it was much more of like an unexpected experience, and I kind of enjoyed the fact it felt like a really unique found footage film. But yeah, there's no other films that kind of feel like this at all. Like I think not only because I've seen it before, but also because I think I've watched a few like video essays talking about it as well. Maybe I didn't remember it as fondly.
Yeah.
Something about it didn't hold my attention as much as it did the first time, but still, I could appreciate it for how well made it is and how good the trolls look in the found footage as well. So yeah, I think I'll go for a B minus.
Lovely. It's a very good film. I very much recommend anyone to watch it, even if you hate trolls.
Yeah, and have we done even if you hate trolls, have we done a Norwegian horror movie before? Good question. I was gonna. Let the right one in is Swedish, isn't it? Swedish. Okay. So apparently the Dead Snow movies are Norwegian, and I guess The Thing has got some Norwegian characters in it. Is it set in Norway? I don't think so. Set in Alaska.
Where's Midsummer set? Where's Midsummer set?
I think
Somerset.
Midsummerset. I think it's set in Sweden, isn't it? But yeah, be good if anyone's got any suggestions for any Nordic horror movies we should watch, then fire them over. It would be nice to do some more world cinema, wouldn't it? On podcasts, I think we always have a good time, unless it's a Serbian film.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to see where Midsummer set. So it's set in. Oh my god! Sweden as well. Yeah, for some reason I thought Norway. Yeah, I don't know that area of the world very well, to be honest.
No, never been. Would love to, but not if there's trolls. There we go. That's that.
I'm disappearing into the ether on the camera.
You are. You're getting swallowed by hands. You're becoming part of hands.
Yeah.
Next week we're doing Alex Garland's new movie Men. That's where Andy is tonight, watching Men go by. So that'll be good. And we have released the June lineup as well. So we've got Men, then we've got Dashcam, the controversial Dashcam, followed by A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, and then another new movie at the end of the month, The Black Phone. June seems to be the month for new horror movies, it would seem.
Yeah, I'm excited. Actually really excited about Black Phone.
Yeah.
Who's it? Scott Derrickson.
Scott Derrickson directing and Ethan Hawke starring, isn't it? Yeah.
Joe Hill story. And it's got
of course.
The screenwriter from Sinister as well, and Doctor Strange. CJ Cargill, I think.
And I think they've said it's like it's not a sequel to Sinister. What word do we use to describe a spiritual successor?
Spiritual successor, which means not related.
Not related at all, but if you wanted it to be,
yeah,
it could.
Yeah.
Set in the same world, which is planet Earth.
So thanks for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can become a patron over at patreon.com/horror hangout, where you get bonus content and some free stuff. You get some extra bonus odes here and there. Oh yes. We love a good bonus ode. Thanks to our current patrons, Lane Spencer, John Crennan, who I saw and touched the other day. Ben Scaife, Stephen Christopher, Toby Miller, Laura Kendrick, Scott Rigby, Ollie Child, Julia Bilgren, Leslie Carlo, and Pazuzu. Thanks to Taj for our theme music. Does he have a social media presence again? I'm sure I've asked this before.
Mainly just a website. It says tajeaston.com. Yeah, thanks for Taj for the theme music and also the clip you would have heard earlier in the episode.
Yeah. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Thanks to the listeners. Please consider rating and reviewing. And remember to hit subscribe. Maybe we should read out some reviews soon.
Hit subscribe, please. Yeah, we'll read out some reviews next week if we remember. Let's do it.
Yeah. Quite enjoying just being like a little floating
pea head.
Floating pea head.
What you look like is a man. It looks like you got hood. It looks like you got a hoodie on. It looks like you've got a green screen hoodie on.
Yeah.
Wrinkle stink. You absolute wrinkle stink.
Okay.
Until next week.
Until next time.
Oh.
Do we say that on this show? That's a different show.
That's the other show. Yeah. That made me feel a bit.
For being right dudes. Until next time.
Until next time. See you next week, you bright horror dudes.
Troll!